Okay, so what I've decided to do here is, since we're throwing the chain and the sprockets away, I think I'm just going to place this little wood block back here under the sprocket so the wheel won't rotate that direction, because that's how I need to break this nut free, lefty-loosey. This is a 32 millimeter socket on there. Well, 32 millimeter socket for the 32 millimeter nut. So hopefully with this wood piece down there, I can just sort of break this thing free with a quick smack. We'll find out here, right? So I'll kind of hold it snug is what I do against there, and then this hand I hit. So we'll see how that goes. Let's get that there. And off it comes. Okay. So who knew? That works pretty good. And then I'm just going to loosen that a little. Actually, I'm just going to leave this here until I get back to being able to get this stuff out of the way and the sprocket off. So next I'm going to break these nuts free down here on the sprocket. And then what are we going to do after that? I think after that, since the chain's still on here, I'm going to work on this thing with the chain and the wheel and the sprocket on, which basically means I'm going to find a rivet and grind down and break the chain as it is right here. So, okay, let me grab some tools, back again. Okay, so we're moving back to the rear sprocket again. I went ahead and broke all these nuts loose. It was pretty easy, but figured I'd do it while it's here just in case they were stuck. Next, we're going to go ahead and try to get the chain off. And I kind of just wanted to leave it on here, just that way a little more stability while I'm working on the chain. So here's the old master rivet link here. These should be a little easier to flatten down than pins on the other ones, hopefully. So we'll see how that goes. I've got a little electric Dremel that's older than I am, which that's pretty old at this point, and gloves and safety glasses. So yeah, let's see how this goes, and we'll flatten those off and then use one of my chain breakers to push those pins out and get the master link off. Okay, so hopefully that's enough to get those pins ground down, and I'll go grab my chain breaker, rotate this guy around a little, and see if we can get those pins out. Alright, so rotated this guy. What I've got here is a it's a pretty inexpensive chain breaking tool. I've used this primarily for 520 chains, but I'm hoping that since we've got this ground down, this should just be able to push out. So we'll kind of see how this goes. If this doesn't work, I'll get the heavy duty one. But this should be pretty close. So let's see if I can get in here with the camera. So if anybody's wondering, the pin inside here screws as you turn this handle. These little sections are beveled and they fit across the link. What would you call that? The link barrel or the link rod, and secures it. Once it secures it, it should push the pin through if it all goes well. I've got to get in an angle so I can see where this pin comes out. So in theory, this should break the chain link free and not my tool. A little bit like so. So we pushed one pin through, which is enough. Although I may need to use it to get it all the way through, since I may have sort of gummed up the pin when I was grinding it down. But this should be okay once I get this guy back in here, and we'll get that pin pushed all the way through, break the chain off. If it'll go that far. Well, maybe it won't. Maybe we can help it through in a minute. Yeah, well, there we go. So that was enough just to push this one pin through, and then off it comes. So we'll pull this guy off. Might as well pull it off now. Let's see if we can back this up a little. Got it neutral. So really, you just turn the wheel. The end of the pin will come through as we roll the chain off through the back sprocket. So this is overall a poorly maintained 20,000 mile chain, which was probably stretching it, and literally it's stretched pretty far. So that's what we're doing for now. We'll get to the rear sprocket here. I'm going to pull this guy off. My new tire for my flat is coming maybe tomorrow if I'm lucky. So depends on how early that comes and if I can get it to the shop or not. Or I may just wait till next week to get that done. But we'll pull this sprocket and hub off next. Pretty easy stuff. And then work on getting the new sprocket mounted here. And of course, as I mentioned before, the front sprocket, we're waiting on a stand, either borrow or buy. I'm going to go look around today, see what I can find, and that way we can lift this up so I can loosen some of this and tighten what needs to be tightened under there without the weight of the bike on it. So, all right, that's it. Hold tight. I'll be right back.